Thought I'd take you along with me today as I work on a page in my purple slow stitching sampler book. So I'm just using some basic running stitches and maybe some back stitches. Nothing fancy, keeping everything simple, and just had a few more elements, fabric pieces and linens and what have yous to stitch into place. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And so, like I said, I'm taking you along with me for this journey. So this is one of 4 sewing projects that I will be working on in 2025. So this one is the Slow Stitching Sampler Embroidery Softbook series. And I have 5 of these soft books in different colors. So today I'm working in the purple book. And just to give you inspiration for you to get your project out, work along with me. And it's just so therapeutic to watch other people and you get inspiration when you're watching them put something together and see how pretty it turns out. So in this soft book, I have the cover made. 3 pages are put together, and so it was just sewing down the elements onto 2 of those pages. One was complete, and then the other 2 just needed to be finished up. So that's what I'll be doing, and so there'll be a lot of quiet time, and I'll talk to you a little bit sprinkled in here and there along the way. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Marcia. Thank you for being here. If you're a returning viewer, then thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. So enjoy the journey. Okay, so this side of the page, I need to stitch down both sides. The fabric is just pinned into place. So as soon as I finish attaching this piece of linen, which I love how it had purple in there with the red and the green, it's really looking pretty and adding a really nice touch. Each of these pages looks so beautiful, and adding that vintage linen was just the right touch for this. And I love anything to do with vintage, so it's like country vintage is definitely my style. So this is going to be the centerpiece of the book once it's done, and I decide I'll do 5 pages in this signature. So are you still deciding on what you want to do as a stitching project for 2025? And hopefully you've come upon my channel because you want to take part in one of these projects that I have going on here for all of the community. So one of the projects is the slow stitching books. And today I'm going to show you some stitching that I'm doing in my purple book, and then some that we'll do in the pink book. So this is where I left off in this book, and it was just waiting for me to decide how do I want to put these elements together, and do I want to add other pieces to it, that kind of a thing. And so it has the beginnings of the pieces going, but it was just a matter of, is that what I really wanted? And I need to cover up this batting on this page. I used this piece of material here, and so just kind of playing around with it, layering it to see what do I have, what do I want, what does it look like, am I happy with that? So I really feel like over here it needs to have something in addition. So I don't know if I want a little piece of this to go with it on top of here, because I really want to cover up that pink felt underneath. So I may have to come in with another solid color fabric, maybe a white piece of fabric for that. And then over here for this piece of batting, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cover that up. So we'll work on this page here together in this video. And then I finished up the stitching in the purple book. And so this is what I worked on today. So I finished attaching all this, attached this page, and then over here I just needed to attach these fabric pieces, but everything else had been stitched into place. And so I have not attached these yet to the little spine piece, and I want to still decide, how these will go in my book. And this one, I really think I want to keep it as the center page. I want to add at least 2 more pages, because this spine piece that I cut from some chenille fabric, I sewed 2 pieces together, and I don't want to have that much of that fabric on my main page here, especially covering this here up. So I'm thinking if I keep adding pages, then that will expand that, and then it won't cover that up. And so then here's another piece that I started. I just need to cut another piece of felt and or batting. I may use batting because I think I am out of the purple felt. And so this is going to go on one side, and I am going to cover this up here. I don't like all that colors, but this is my purple book, so that's what I did with that. Now I've done the binding, actually attaching the, it's not the binding, the spine, and attaching it, the signature, to the cover in two different ways. So in this blue book, what I did is I cut little pieces, little strips of felt that I attached on the outside, and then I sewed down the middle just to the cover. And then this was actually the spine piece. I did it a little bit differently. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the spine piece, and then I just made the little hinges in between, and then I folded this out over here. So I still could do that with this, so that then this will be here. This page would be sewed down the middle to this spine, and then when I'm done, this spine, whatever's left, will actually be sewn to the cover and not to the actual signature pages. And then let me show you what I did in the pink book. Okay. All right, so this one I did differently. So here's the spine piece, and you see that's the same chenille, and then I folded it over, attached it to the signature page, but then I was able to not have it covering up any of the decoration that I had here. And then in the back, so that's what I did first. So I've done each of these books a little bit differently. So I had all of the flannel, all of the felt and the batting put together, had put the signature on it, and then I attached it to the cover. Then I came in and started adding the decorative elements to each page. Okay, but I really am not a fan of this technique. Okay, because like here's this beautiful page here, all of this has been stitched into place. Now I have to stitch this, and that's going to go through here. Okay, so what I did on the purple book is I had cut the piece of felt. You can use batting or felt. You can even use flannel. You want it to be really thin. And so then I took the fabrics, layered it up, and then I sewed that to this piece of felt, okay, front and back. And then obviously I'm using the threads that are going to blend in so that then I can stitch through front and back however I want to. And then it's not going to show. So I stitched all this piece down. I put the tiny house down on here. But you see, so you can be careful. Just go through the felt. Don't go through this other side. And then you don't see all those layers of stitches. Okay, so that's, like I was saying, that's a little bit different. But then when I get ready to do this, see, I don't want it to be all the way over here. I want it to be, and see, now here's this really pretty lace that I put there. So if I have it on that side, and if I put it here, okay, it's going to cover up the tiny house. So then flip this back around. So, I mean, you do need to, if you're going to use this spine technique, then you do need to keep that in mind. Trying to just line that up. Okay, so now this will be folded here, this will be folded here. See, it's not covering up anything decorative there, a little bit over here, so I'd want it to be here. So that's why the more pages that you add, the better it turns out, because then that spine piece, obviously I could cut it down, but I don't want this book to just have 3 pieces. And then, like I'm saying, then I can play around with it and see which page do I want to be first, which I wanted this one to be first because I like that piece I put on there. And then I want this to be like that. And then this is going to be the last page, so I'm going to add 2 more pages. And then that would make it wide enough. Not as wide as this one, obviously. Okay. But wide enough so that'd be 5 pages in this one. And so then this is the beginnings of that 4th page. All right, so I have all the stitching that I did with that. So now I want to come in here, and like I said, I got to just add some more elements to the background of it, and then I'll be able to stitch on that. So while I'm going to decide what I want to do here, I want to show you the progress on the scrappy tiny house quilt that I'm working on. All right, so I have the 2 little tiny house appliques sewn to the script blocks, and I decided that that is what I like. I'm not going to add anything else. I have the embroidered tiny house block down here, the other one right here, and then the 2 of the appliques at the top. So I like that. I like that symmetry. I don't want it to be too cluttered. And so then what I thought I would do next is I'm going to just put a maybe a small border on it all the way around. Then I will do the binding. So I haven't decided yet what I want for that border fabric. So as soon as I figure that out, then I will show you, but I'll just put it on, and then that will all get stitched together, and I think it's going to look really, really, really cute on here. It's really nice. And when the spring gets here, then this vintage hanky quilt will come off of my bed, and then I'll put my other comforter, the flannel sheets will come off, and then it will just be my organic cotton sheet, and then I'll have the nice cute scrappy tiny house bed runner, and that is going to look really, really cute. And I can even use it on the one side of my big comforter if I decide I want to put that on, and it will look nice with that pattern. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So this is the second of 4 projects that I'm going to be doing for 2025 with you all. Hopefully you'll join in. Hopefully it will inspire you. And so the soft books for the slow stitching, practicing embroidery stitching and all the slow stitching practices, that was the pink one and the purple one that I just showed you, and then I have 3 other books of that. And then we'll be doing the landscaping slow stitching series, which will go into its own soft book. And then there will be the scavenger hunt game, which is going to be so much fun. I hope you've seen that video. I'll link it here at the end. And then you can decide which ones you want to take part in. But I did the first one for January and gave you the clues. So if you want to jump in on that and get started, it's a lot of fun. And then you can use these embellishments on any project that you want. So you'll have 12 embellishments by the end of the year that you could put on a quilt, you could put in your slow stitch books, any number of fun projects, even on front of a greeting card, your journal covers. So the possibilities are endless. And that is just, I've been really excited. That really ignited my creative spark by coming up with the scavenger hunt game. So that's the video for today. I'll do a little bit more stitching in the soft books with you in the next video. So stay tuned for that, and keep creating in the sunshine, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.